Some. Have you ever worked so hard on an idea, only to watch someone else take the credit? It stings, right? You feel invisible, betrayed. That was me, twice. But what I discovered through it changed how I see work, success, and even God. This is how I stopped fighting for credit and started walking in God's wisdom instead. Section 1. The first robbery. A few years ago, I was working at a company I'll call the Red Lady. During a pantry chat, a colleague casually mentioned, "Hey Sam, did you hear about Project Snapper?" The regional office is working with a new distribution partner, Yellow and Black. My mind froze. Wait a minute. Wasn't Yellow and Black one of the partners I recommended months ago? I had spent weeks researching potential partners after our exclusive clause ended. Two names stood out. Warrior, a card company with a huge customer base, and Yellow and Black, a traditional financial institution with a strong SME network. When I presented my findings, my boss dismissed them. Not factual enough, too much from the internet. Typical of his actuarial mind. And everything had to be more than 100% confirmed before acting. So I dropped it, printed my research, slid it into my L-shaped folder, and left it on my desk, ready for the next review. What I didn't realize then was that my ex-boss, now a regional director, often walked by that same desk. Section 2, Lessons from Red Lady. Weeks later, my idea resurfaced, repackaged as Project Snapper, a regional initiative. No credit, no mention. Just gone. I felt robbed, but weirdly grateful too. The idea was helping the company, and maybe that was enough. Still, I learned something. Keep your project files locked, literally. More importantly, I realized that not everyone in leadership has the courage to stand up for what's right, even when logic is on your side. That season tested my integrity. It made me ask, can I still honor God when people play politics? Section 3, a magician's bag of tricks. Around that time, a part-time lecturer once told the class, "Every marketer is like a magician with 20 tricks. Once you've performed them all, it's time to move on." Back then I laughed. But the truth hit me later. Yes, human creativity has limits. But as a Christian, I serve a God who doesn't. He's omnipotent. The alpha and omega of my career. When I hit dead ends, he drops new ideas into my mind like divine downloads. Every breakthrough I've ever had came not from my intellect, but from his wisdom. Like in Genesis 41, 33, 36, Joseph's idea to store grain for 7 years wasn't just smart economics. It was divine strategy. God's wisdom saved nations. And that same God still gives wisdom today. Section 4, the second robbery. Fast forward in a new company, new start. I'll call it the Red Hexagon. First day there, I asked my manager, which cupboard can I use to lock my files? He laughed. We don't print. Everything's stored in PDFs here. Culture shock. But it didn't take long before deja vu struck again. During a casual brainstorming session, one of my team members leaned over and whispered, "Sam, lower your voice. The director behind you might steal our ideas again, just like last time." Sure enough, he did. And the management loved it. I only found out later, through the office grapevine. This time, though, I didn't feel robbed. I felt grateful. Because the idea worked. And because I've learned, if God gave me one good idea, he can give me another. My creativity isn't limited to 20 tricks. I'm backed by an infinite God. Section 5, living differently in a fallen world. We live in a world where ideas get stolen, credit gets misplaced, and integrity is underrated. But we're not called to conform to that system. In Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. As Christians, we don't fight for recognition. We fight to stay faithful. We don't chase vengeance, we trust God's justice. Romans 12:19 reminds us, "Do not take revenge, for it is mine to avenge," says the Lord. God can turn every daylight robbery into a divine redirection. What others meant for harm, God can use for good. Genesis 50:20. Section 6, takeaway and call to action. So if you've ever been betrayed, overlooked, or had your hard work stolen, breathe. You're not out of ideas, you're just in a setup for new revelation. When God is your ally, you're the magician with infinite tricks. His wisdom never runs dry. Don't chase credit, chase Christ. Don't fight for recognition, fight to stay righteous. Because when you walk with God, every loss becomes a lesson, and every stolen idea becomes a seed for your next miracle. Call to action. If this story spoke to you, if you've ever felt overlooked, robbed of credit, or struggled to live out your faith in the workplace, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story. Tell me, how has God shown up for you at work? Or just declare it in faith that God is my source of wisdom. Do also share as your story could inspire someone else who's right now standing at the same crossroads you once faced. And hey, if you'd like more real-life faith stories, practical Christian motivation, and honest conversations about walking with God in a secular world, do hit subscribe to Air a Revolving Door. Because here we believe faith isn't just for Sundays. It's for the boardroom, the brainstorm, and every challenge in between. God bless.